That is definitely my bad, y'all. I lost track of time real quick, but it don't matter. We here anyway. 1, 2, 1, 2. You already know the vibes be. Welcome to another episode. Council Roundtable. We're talking about the old fashioned rats and let y'all know what's happening. Episode 120. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna let everybody pull up. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. Give it. Yeah. All right. Everyone, pull up. We live, B. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really get a chance to watch any of the pay-per-views. I know. But what can I say? You know what I'm saying? Your boy be busy most of the time. Oh, internet. Let me know if y'all can still hear me, man. This fucking internet. Don't start internet. The internet was good all along. Don't start. Just let me know if y'all can still hear me. Let me know in the chat. But I've been hearing a lot about these pay-per-views, AEW, NXT, WWE. You know, you had Night of Champions. You had excuse me. You had Battleground. You had Double or Nothing. It was good, Marcus Brown. So Marcus Brown said his lineup was first of all Night of Champions, then NXT, and then Battleground. Yeah, the Impact pay-per-view was Under Siege. Was it this weekend? No, that wasn't this weekend. No, Under Siege was last week. Thanks a lot. So what happened? What happened? Earlier today, like for those out there that don't know, probably one of a lot of people had. I used to love NXT from before the Black and Gold. You know what I'm saying? With the Garganos, the Champas, the Velveteen Dreams, shit, Lars Sullivan. A lot of these motherfuckers. It's just so crazy how times change. Like, you know what I mean? The Adam Coles, Undisputed Eras. Was good, ballet dancer. So when everything got dismantled, everybody, went their own ways. Some people got called up to the main roster. Some people um, left the company altogether. Other people got fired, and the whole NXT brand got revamped to Nickelodeon. I just lost interest. I'm not even gonna lie. And ever since, matter of fact, I didn't even go before then. When the NXT went to USA, the USA Network, I wasn't here for that. I always loved it. I always loved it when these dudes was on the network. NXT was on the network. That's what I loved. It was an hour straight to the point. Yeah, that was so. Corbin went back to NXT. JC Jane versus Gigi Dolan was a steel cage match. It's no longer a joke of a show. It's underrated. NXT is obviously ran by HBK and Regal. It doesn't make sense for the disrespects today. Okay. My boy TKO. Let me know if I'm still sounding good because I see that my internet may be acting up a little bit. I don't know why. Like my internet's been good all this day. Matter of fact, you know why? Probably because it did start raining and Sometimes my Spectrum be acting up when it starts raining. I hope it's not going to be a thunderstorm. But yeah, my dude TKO in the building. Shouts go out to him, man. Dropped a new track. I heard he coming out with a video to that track. Shouts go out to him, and congratulations on that, man. What's going on, Black Star? Well, yeah, man. So what's this I'm hearing about with Corbomb? What's this I'm hearing about with Corbomb? Corbomb beat up who? Carmelo Hayes. Speaking of Carmelo Hayes, right? Speaking of him, I was saying, we was talking in the chat, and I was basically saying that wouldn't it be nice if at SummerSlam this dude Gunther lays out an open challenge for the IC belt, and this dude Braun Breaker accepts the challenge and beats him for the IC belt, takes the IC belt off for Gunther, and it looks like what I'm saying. This dude, as y'all can see, their feud is definitely over between Melo and this dude, Braun Breaker. He passed the NXT torch to him. So why not have him accept that challenge at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental belt and beat this dude Gunther for the Intercontinental belt at SummerSlam? Bam, you will have a new mid-card champion that's a star on the main roster. And Gunther, they can have a feud, have a little feud or whatever. Have Gunther put over this dude solid, make him look like a legitimate face, a legitimate threat. And then he can move on to the World Heavyweight Championship, be on that title hunt. He attacked Melo at the end of NXT tonight. I'm not, on some real shit. I'm starting to think I'm not really feeling what they're doing now with Melo. Like, why they trying to? Why is Melo being low key bullied? I'm getting that vibe. Like, why they got him going against? That's the second monster he got to go against. And don't get me wrong. When this dude, Baron Corbin, when he goes against like light heavyweights, they bring the best out of him. That's a fact. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all. Yes. There's 8 people in the building. It should be 8 likes. Let's get them likes up real quick. Then I'll open up the floodgates. So yeah, it's looking like a feud between those motherfuckers, Melo and Baron Corbin. Marcus Brown said, "Bro, Braun Breaker is the last person to pin Gunther." Yeah, there you go, right there. I didn't know that actually. I thought it was Dragunov, the last one to beat Gunther. But yeah, there you go. And then I want to bring Braun Breaker to the main roster to be a heel. I'll have him as a face. Have him like a face because you know what I mean. Especially if it's like if I would put Braun Breaker on Raw, have him be Gunther, and have him be like that legitimate face for that belt. Especially if they're talking about Drew McIntyre turning heel. I know Drew McIntyre is not going to be in the mid card, but it's basically like somewhat of a trade. Shit. Braun Breaker can even go against Drew McIntyre also. Dragunov was the first person to pin Gunther. In fact, he's the only one to tap Gunther. Word. That match was crazy. Those two went to fucking war. Anyways, let me drop that. Let me open up the floodgates, pull up to the table. Y'all know the vibes. You already know what time it is in here. And y'all let me know, but y'all tell me, which pay-per-view did you like the best? And shouts go out to all the ladies. Shouts go out to Chris Statlander. Shouts go out to Oscar. Shouts go out to all the ladies, that won belts this weekend. The ladies the ladies really been taking over the rest of the news these past few days. Really think of it. First, you had the injury bug going around. Sasha Banks getting hurt. Um, Dakota Kai getting hurt. Now you seeing all the ladies winning the belts. You got Tiffany Stratton winning the belts. Oscar. You know, the women is flooding the rest of the news, man. And I would consider this somewhat of a wrestling boom. Yes, like especially when it comes to this weekend. When it comes to this weekend, I didn't hear about one pay per view being trash. Cause they always have pay per views that are multiple pay per views that happen during the weekend, and you always have like that one pay per view. It's like, nah, I could have done without that pay per view. But it's like all the pay per views this weekend was on point. Would you consider that a wrestling boom? Drop that link there. Again, Ali versus Wesley. I heard from Black Star and Corbin going back to NXT could be the key to bringing Lone Wolf Corbin back, hopefully. Might as well. Shit, there ain't nothing else to lose. And Ali versus Wesley. Oh, man. I see you, Black Star. Ali versus whoo! Like, those motherfuckers move so damn fast, they might have to fight underwater to slow them down.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's going on, Black Star?
It's all good, all good. Hey, but before we get into the topic real quick, can I cook for a couple of seconds, please?
Of course.
Alrighty then. Lately, with all these like American crowds being shitty, I have one person and one thing to blame in all this, and that's all these influencers. I'm using influencers in quotes here.
Mm-hmm.
Because they ain't influencing shit, to be completely honest. If you're trying to influence something, right, that means you're trying to make it better. Not trying to make it better for yourself, trying to make it better for everybody watching, correct?
Of course.
So when you're all of a sudden coming out and saying like, oh, this thing is shit because of blank, blank, blank. The thing is shit because of Vince, right? You want Vince gone, correct? That's what everybody wants.
Well, let me interject right there. I'm gonna let you keep on going.
All right.
Me personally, I don't want Vince out of WWE completely. Like I would say, he could take care like behind the scenes when it comes to them, booking arenas or getting that bag basically. Like him, him leaving WWE altogether, that's just ridiculous. Now he should get the fuck out of creative. Now that yes, and all the other writers that don't do shit. I would definitely say that, but him just getting kicked out of WWE altogether, no, that's stupid because the man knows how to make money. But go ahead.
Then you see all these same exact people. Once you're seeing the same exact thing happening in AEW, you're sucking the daylights out of Tony Khan. It makes no fucking sense. So what do you expect? You expect those fans to be indifferent because of it. The international fans, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They just want to see good wrestling.
Right.
Back in the 90s, back when I started watching wrestling, that's all we wanted to do. We just wanted to watch good wrestling. That's all. That is the subject. That is the object of watching professional wrestling. You want to see good wrestling. So why in the fuck is everybody saying, Tony Khan is the best promoter since Davey Crockett, since young.
Who the fuck said that?
A lot of people say that shit.
Yo,
I saw the Wrestling Observer sucking Tony Khan up. Pause. Like he was the last.
I'm not surprised. Wrestling Observer, like that's why they keep saying like it's like they on this dude payroll. Like how they be commending this dude. Like they act like he's the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Like he was the last dick on earth. and again, you see a lot of the mistakes. I had the pay-per-views going like this. I had Night of Champions 1. I had Under Siege 2. Under Siege, the way that shit ended.
Yeah, it was a real good ending. Yeah.
Was something that I haven't seen in a while.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to dig Steve Macaroni. You know what I'm saying? Like he give me that violent Punisher type shit. I like it. It's just that little cringy with the whole with him and PCO, but I get it because that's basically how Punisher is. If people ever watched Punisher, that when Punisher was on Netflix, I get that type of vibe.
I had Battleground 3 because nobody really expected Battleground to be as good as what it was. So I kind of understand people being surprised about Battleground. Right. People who watch the TV show consistently would understand that Battleground was what was going to be good. But for people who didn't watch it, okay, then I understand that aspect. I understand people being surprised because of it. And then I had a Double or Nothing being fourth because the beginning of that shit was just so amazingly stupid. Oh my god.
Well, I say it was amazingly stupid.
Okay. When you see the Battle Royal, who did you expect to win the Battle Royal?
Oh yeah. Like anybody but Orange, and I fucks with Orange, but it's like, come on now, because if this is WWE, come on, let's all be real. If this is anywhere else, they would have ate that shit alive.
Exactly. And who booked the shit? Good old Booker of the Year, Tony Khan. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, they can spare me with that fuck shit.
Then Jericho Cole. Good Lord, Jericho, just please just hang it up, please. For the
like none of these dudes is Booker. They're not even Booker of the month. I would say they probably might be Booker of the weekend, something like that. But when it comes to a whole year, hell no, none of these dudes. Vince, Triple H, TK, fucking Scott D'Amore, whoever. No. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling is still on that path. It gets on the path to good wrestling, and then they do some shit to knock them right off the path, like way out the path. And then they gotta go right back on the path. Like you gotta stay for shit for you to be a Booker of the Year, you gotta stay on that right path. Barely fucking up. It gotta be a streak of good storytelling, good character build, great matches. You just can't have great matches. Like, you know what? The great matches is going to help us all the way through. You can't only just, rely on that. Because, yeah, everybody can put on a good match. But who could have a character that everybody could get behind? That's the secret recipe to the whole damn casserole.
Like I legit don't like Tony Khan, but I could say that the 4-way.
I see you, Nate.
The 4-way was really good. That's me being or not objective, but that's me being what's what I'm looking for. Like is it objective, right? Objective is the right word, right?
Like basically you just thinking you being unbiased.
Yeah,
objective.
That's me being unbiased. The 4-way was some of the best wrestling I saw all weekend. The main event was a piece of shit. I can legit say that. Because again, I'm not being biased. I'm being unbiased. but I know good wrestling when I see it. Nobody applauds good wrestling when they see it. Because like once you see a good wrestling match, top of your head, you know every single move, the ending, the beginning, the middle, you know everything about that match. That's good wrestling. Nobody applauds good wrestling. There was good wrestling throughout this weekend.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm gonna let you go, Tove. Yeah, Nate, if you can hear me, your devices got disconnected. You gotta come back up. Try it again. If you can hear. Well, I'm gonna let you go. What I'm finna say in this, Tove. I wouldn't really go that far because for the with the whole bloodline storyline, how that whole thing happened at the end of that tag team match. Everybody was in for that. So people still recognize good wrestling. I don't think anybody shitted on that shit. Everybody agreed, like, yeah, that's great wrestling. That's great storytelling. When it came to the bloodline and the whole bloodline storyline in Saudi Arabia. Well, Toph was goody.
Chilling. Just look at this Nicolas Cage movie. I think it's Gone in 60 Seconds. I'm more of a face-off guy.
Oh, that was my shit.
That was a good movie.
I ain't seen that movie in a long time though.
It's the same. He's aged very well.
The Bloodline storyline show. Yeah, it really did. The Bloodline storyline overshadowed everything. And everybody, it's not like, you know me, of course, I was mad because, Jimmy disrespected the tribal chief. Yo, Jimmy, you a fucking dead man.
He's dead.
You're done. You're cooked.
You should have seen that shit coming, bro. That's on you, man.
Fuck that.
Seen that shit a miles away.
Fuck that. He should have fucking stayed. He's out of line.
No, forget Jimmy, bro. They weren't going to win anyway. You should have known that, man.
His death is going to be epic on Friday.
Yo, this is the perfect time to recruit some new bloodline members.
Because they teased
just
a few weeks ago, they teased Owens and Zayn, like they set up like two new opponents. Remember a couple of weeks ago when Judgment Day was talking shit and Imperium was talking shit? Why would you tease two new future programs just for them to lose to Roman and Solo? That makes no fucking sense. You should have known right there they weren't going to win. And then if you go back and look at the SmackDown segment when Jimmy was like, when it comes to tag team wrestling, I'm the tribal chief. And everybody was like, oh, shit. And then Roman came out. And then, fucking Jay gave Solo the belt. But then Jimmy wouldn't give Roman the belt. And then Jay took the belt. Right. Then Jay took the belt from Jimmy. And then Roman was like raising the belt. And then the camera zoomed in. You could see Jimmy's face. He was like, I'm going to whack this nigga. Like, it was right there. I don't even fucking watch WWE like that. Even I saw it. Just pay attention sometimes.
But the best part of that entire segment was Paul Heyman. He was like, what did you do? What did you do?
Yeah, all of them, especially when it comes to facial expressions, all of them is like MVP, man. Like Roman Reigns, man. I remember I used to shit on Roman Reigns heavy. This dude is doing the best work of his whole career with this whole bloodline shit. And everybody could agree with that.
I'm just happy they finally tied up that loose end.
Let me see. So this dude, Marcus Brown, said, and he thought saw Shayna Baszler returning soon to NXT. Man, how they booked her on the main roster, she should have never left.
Well, she's a tag champ right now, and that's pretty sad.
That shit don't mean nothing.
That's sad.
And that's the thing too, like, because we all knew they was gonna win those belts. We all knew that. It's just that they didn't win them soon enough because they was fighting injuries. But if we knew that they was gonna get the belts, they should have had another face team groomed to start building that rivalry, because maybe they might have Who's the Katana Chance and other chick, the other the NXT tag team women's champions. Maybe they might go against them So I guess they might go there with that.
The only time they might do that is that Survivor Series.
Like, I wouldn't mind seeing a match like that, but I'm not gonna lie. I still think, what's her name? Fuck is her name? Ronda Rousey still broke. I mean, broke. Excuse me. Still injured. Still hurt.
Well,
yeah, there's a lot of hiccups in her game.
I think they called her back. I think they rushed her back because, given the fact that Liv Morgan got hurt and they had to vacate the title, so they was like, oh damn, we don't know what to do now. Like, we was planning on having Ronda heal up so they could go up against, Liv Morgan and Big Bitch Raquel.
I think that was what they were trying to do. They were trying to build up Raquel and Liv, but Liv got hurt. So now they have to build up Raquel and Shaka.
Yeah, it's like now they're like, yo, damn, might as well we got to bring back Ronda ASAP. Because remember, that was going to be the one that's going to take the belts off for Raquel and Liv. So it's like, damn, Liv got hurt, so they got to vanquish the belts. What are we going to do? Fuck it, we got to have Ronda come back. Ronda got to come back. Both of them got to come back. So I think they was both hurt, so they probably rushed them back while they were still hurt. Then I hope they don't get hurt even worse.
Well, I mean, like, so you can tell when Triple H is booking because Triple H likes stories. He likes to build to something.
Right.
Like Vince is boom, 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 boom. But Triple H, he likes to build to a story. He likes to build to a crescendo.
You know what's a funny thing too, and a lot of people don't mention, like Vince, he only cares about like weekly television.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to the pay-per-views or the NLEs, not NLEs, the PLEs, the premium live events, he let motherfuckers do them. Like, yo, just go out there and just do what you do. He don't really care about PLEs like that. But when it comes to weekly television, this shit is watered down like fuck.
You can tell who's booking what, basically.
I always said that shit from before. It's like, yo, I don't even frustrate myself with that shit. Not that much, but I used to frustrate myself with that shit from before. I'm like, yo, how the fuck it'll be whack from week to week to week to week, but when the premium live event hit, it's popping. Like, what's why everything just can't be good just like that?
Just turn off your brain when you're watching wrestling. Logic is thrown completely out the window.
Like, don't y'all think it'll be so much better if you have week to week good television, and that'll make the premium live event even better? It'll build more anticipation.
On Monday night, I turn off my brain at 5:00. I don't turn it back on till 8.
This shit is just like, wow. It's like y'all want to do this, y'all don't want to, and then y'all got like 80 writers. Why y'all have 80 writers and only have one or two good storylines? Why are these people getting paid?
You know why? Don't ask questions you already know the answer to.
Like to me, there should just be 2 writers.
Right? Yeah. Yo, like really? You mean to tell me that's like, what are y'all doing? Writing a Beyonce song?
Like to me, it should just be Jeremy Borash, Triple H, and Vince. Those should be the only 3 in the room.
What we need to do is we need to put Vince in one of those little container things you see on the boats and fucking drop that shit in the middle of the Indian Ocean. That's what we need to do.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Michael Cole was in back in what? 2012, I believe. That coal mine thing that they had.
The coal mine.
Yeah. Just leave him in one of those things.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't want him to be excommunicated. I always said that about Vince. Like,
no. Vince should be the business
because he still be making the big deals.
Just make money.
Yeah. Get him out of creative. That's it. And him
as far away from the pen as humanly possible. Shit, fuck it.
Yeah, like he knows how to get that bag. Let's not get it fucked up. Like everybody plays a job. You know, you got Kevin Dunn. He's good when it comes to the video.
Kevin Dunn fucking sucks.
When they edit it in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a job. Vince, you're not a creator no more. You can't. You know, when it comes to creative, you're not good. Just accept it. Why you just can't accept it? You're not good anymore. Leave it alone.
No one. Vince always shows up. Vince always shows up when things are going good.
I just don't get it. Like, my dude, just leave it alone. It's okay that you're not good at creative. Like, I'm not these other crazy motherfuckers say, "Oh, get rid of Vince, get him out of here." Nah, you can still be around.
Just things are going good. That's when Vince shows up.
Just make the money, my dude. It's like, that's it. You don't have to be a creative. Let the young guns do what they do. Your era has gone and passed, my friend. Wrap it up.
But did you notice that, Sam, man? When things are going good, that's when Vince shows
up. Yeah, I know.
Fuck things up.
Like when he had left over the whole rape allegations got crazy, and he fell back. And when this dude Triple H was on the right path for trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Right the shit.
He was about to start making some real changes. What does this dude do? He just showed up. Like, oh, I'm gonna just bully my way back into creative.
Like, what happened with Vince? What happened with Vince is easy. See, you know, the allegations came out spring of 2022. And then if you remember, SummerSlam was still booked by Vince. But then after SummerSlam, going into the fall, that was when Triple H took over. And as we know, post SummerSlam, that fall period is usually a filler time, you know? Not that much is really going on. So Vince was like, whatever. And at the time, I was like, yeah, he'll let Triple H, you know, have his fun during the fall, during the winter. But you knew there was no way he was just going to sit at home during WrestleMania season. He can't help himself.
Things are going good, and then all of a sudden, let me fuck shit up.
As soon as WrestleMania,
you could just make the money from WrestleMania.
As soon as WrestleMania season came around, that's when you started hearing stories about, oh, Vince might be coming back to power, and then you started hearing about the Endeavor shit. He couldn't help himself. So basically, it was like, yeah, Paul, I'll let you book Survivor Series and Rumble and all these other B shows, but he couldn't. You know, there's no way in hell he would go away for Mania. That's his baby. He can't help himself. He's a fucking addict. It's actually really sad. I always have a joke. It's sad because it's all he fucking knows. He doesn't have a life. He doesn't, you know, like we all got hobbies, man. Like we all love pro wrestling, but we all have like other shit we follow, you know?
If Vince leaves the WWE, Vince would die.
Yeah. I mean, like, damn, man, go play with your grandkids. Go play golf like Bob Barker, you know? Fucking go paint like Jerry Lawler.
There's really no excuse.
Fucking Tony Schiavone.
But Jerry Lawler can't really paint anymore.
Like, my dude, it's not like you living. It's not like you living off a fucking pension or something. You are a fucking billionaire. You got so much bread. Like, my dude, like if I was you, I'd be doing all types of fucking everything. Why not? You're about to. Let me not go there. Look, listen. It's like you said. So go play with. Take your grandkids on trips and stuff like that on the summertime. You don't have to be in creative. You don't. As nobody's saying like, oh, you gotta leave. Well, other people are saying that he should leave WWE entirely. I completely disagree. But you can still make business deals for WWE. You can still be a part. That's your baby. Yes, you can still be a part of WWE. But get the fuck out of creative. What's so hard? Let these other motherfuckers cook. Like, if anything, give them advice on certain things. Because he may have a little advice here and there. You know what I mean? Little nooks and crannies of his brain have some advice. But you being the end-all, be-all when it comes to creative is fucking ridiculous.
Know what's one clue you know Vince is back? Or Vince was back? Right when Omos just started getting matches, matches out of fucking nowhere.
Right, like Omos was not being used when Triple H was around, and then
he's not being used now because Vince wasn't around.
And then remember, Triple H was about to get rid of all the gimmick pay-per-views. He's gonna bring back King in the Ring. You know what I'm saying? He only let Hell in a Cell rock because of the whole Edge and Finn Balor storyline. He let that rock because, and look what he did with that. He put the Hell in a Cell in WrestleMania. Vince would have never did that.
You can tell he's back with the theory shit, and I'm not even a theory guy. Dude had the biggest, on paper anyway, had the biggest match of his career against John Cena at WrestleMania. He beat him, and you barely even see the motherfucker on TV. He's not doing anything worth a note. He's just there. As a matter of fact, most people forgot he even beat Cena. Meanwhile, Gunther is Intercontinental Champion. He's getting a good run. I remember when
Gunther would have got buried if Vince was still there.
Well, actually, to Vince's credit, he did right by Gunther. He wasn't shitting on him when Vince was still there.
He put the belt on him. He put the IC belt on
him. He was. He was taking care of. For now. I mean, it wasn't long, but for the brief time he was there, he was using him right. But when Triple H took over, if you remember, Lashley was the U.S. champ, and he was basically making that the main belt on Raw. He was defending it against against Ciampa and Miz.
He did good by Lashley.
Yeah,
he also did good by the Profits too.
Like he was, like Triple H definitely did that. That was like one of Triple H's first priorities.
That was another thing too.
He was like Lashley was always a killer, but he tried to make Lashley like the most important thing on Raw with that U.S. belt. That's one of the first things Triple H did.
That's another thing too. That's another reason you can tell Vince is back because like Lashley was cleaning up and they didn't have nothing for him at Mania. It was like, all right, Bray got hurt again. So fucking what? Just you can't think of something for Lashley. They gave him nothing. And then the most important reason that you can tell that Vince is back is whatever the fuck is going on at LA Knight because the dude is barely on TV. He's not doing anything, but he's fucking over. And if you remember, right before the allegations with Vince, the word was that Vince didn't like LA Knight, because they had some creative for LA Knight and he didn't like it. And apparently it rubbed Vince the wrong way. Remember he was doing the whole the model bullshit, whatever the fuck that was. The little model.
Yeah, Maxime Dupree.
So that was
his name again? What was his name? Was it Maxime Dupree?
Maximum Male Models.
Maximum Male Models. Right.
No, but what was his name again? What's his name?
Max Dupree or something like that?
Max Dupree, yeah. Max Dupree.
Yeah. The word was that him and Vince had a disagreement because that's the main reason why Ali got put on Vince's shit list because apparently Vince had some gimmick for Ali. Ali didn't like it, and apparently
the fucking
real American
11 terrorists.
But LA Knight was on Vince's shit list, and then not long after that, it was like the allegations came out, and then not long after the allegations, that was when you started seeing, LA Knight drop the model bullshit, and he was like, "Fuck this, I'm LA Knight," and then he started acting more like the LA Knight from NXT. You can see like, oh yeah, that's Triple H's influence right there. Then he was doing the Bray thing. It was a bad feud, but he carried it by himself. But then come Mania time, he didn't have a match either. And then just the other week, they did the press conference for Night of Champions, and LA Knight's not even on the fucking show. Triple H is,
chanted.
They're chanting LA Knight, LA Knight, LA Knight, and you can see Triple H is looking uncomfortable. He was like, and it's like, okay. So anyway, so he's going to be in a Money in the Bank qualifier.
And that's fucked up too because this dude got caught in that crossfire, and we all know Triple H. He wants to push LA Knight, but he can't.
Right.
And Triple H, that's on him too. Be like, you keep taking this punishment, my dude. You caught a heart attack because he
knew what was going to happen if he obeyed or if he
why you keep taking this abuse?
And to quote Usain Man on Friday, we got a lose situation because on SmackDown, we got a Money in the Bank qualifying match, and it'll be a good match. But in my opinion, it's a lose-lose. So for the Money in the Bank qualifying match, we got Montez Ford versus LA Knight.
Right.
I think.
Why are they doing it? Why are they doing it?
I think both
booked themselves in the corner. None of these dudes could afford to lose.
Right.
Same thing with Shinsuke and Bronson Reed.
Right.
Like, why put those two together?
Mm-hmm.
So Marcus Brown was saying, I sent you. He sent me a clip about NWO. Okay, I'm gonna check it out, my dude. Ballet Dancer said she wondered if they are going to keep Damage Control.
Oh, just kill it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It sucks that Dakota Kai got hurt, but that was a blessing in disguise. They just need to just throw that idea out the fucking window. They tried long enough for Damage Control. It's like Damage Control been around for like what 2+ years now
and
for no reason. Like, well, was it a year? No, it was a year. It was over a year. They've been.
Well, that's
together.
one of the
No, it's about to be a year at SummerSlam.
Well, that's one of the few knocks that I'll give Triple H, Vince or not. He dropped the ball in the women's division. He wasn't doing shit. In fact, I would say it's worse now. It was actually better when Vince was there, so he's got exposed in that regard.
Asuka was good.
Vince for that.
That Asuka win was very creative.
I still think Asuka. What Asuka did at the Night of Champions, she should have just did that shit at WrestleMania. I don't get it. Yeah, I get that. You know, she Bianca Belair got to beat the record, yada yada. But did she really have to? Like, who gives a fuck? Is anybody talking about Bianca Belair being the longest reigning women's champion? No, nobody's not. Everybody's talking about Asuka being 0-5 at WrestleMania. It's Asuka's time. Bianca Belair had her time, and unfortunately, it really wasn't that good. Unfortunately, because she could have, like, they had Bianca Belair going up against Damage Control all the damn time, and fucking Alexa Bliss, and Charles going to Alexa Bliss and her husband for
congratulations.
Yeah, again, that's what's up.
Okay, ask you a question, Sam.
Of course.
All right. Like when you see Bianca, do you think that she's awkward as a face? Just turn her heel.
Yes. Like I like, especially now. From before, it could have worked, but they gotta like. It's just she's just too bland, and she doesn't have to be. And I like the direction they were trying to go with it. Have her like a role model for the young girls and shit. Cool. But I give her more of a purpose, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she's the fastest, she's an athlete, fastest, strongest, smartest, EST. I understand all that, but give her more of a background, you know what I'm saying? Like, other than her just only being an athlete. Really hone in to make, really hone into her character to make people connect to her more.
Like, I knew the second that Bianca came out with all those disadvantaged kids at WrestleMania, I was like, she's winning. She's winning.
So Marcus Brown,
you come out with all those little kids and say that you're not going to win. No.
Yeah, you know what? I thought the same thing also when she came out with those girls dancing and shit, and given the fact that the youngest one there, the one that looked like she ain't have no bones, like her mom's had died earlier that day, so I think that's why they really went there with it. They just had her because I guess that's just probably one of Bianca Belair's biggest fans, and her mom's had died earlier that day, so I guess they didn't want to break her heart. So when it comes to that, I get it, But if that wasn't the case, Bianca Belair should have lost. But hold on. Marcus Brown asks, what do I think if Heyman manages Ronda and Shayna in the future as a female Lesnar and female Kurt? Well, it could work. That'll be the in the right direction to start to go in the right direction when it comes to those belts. But there's no division.
MVP would be a better manager.
That's like if the Joker didn't have Batman. You know what I'm saying? There will be no Joker. There will be no Batman. They feed off each other. They make each other famous. Every good heel must have a good face. You know what I'm saying? Hogan and Macho and Hogan. Bossman and Wales. Bossman and the Mountie. Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. It's like ever since the beginning of the time.
But who's the tag team face though of that division? You got to
That's
build one.
that's what I'm saying. There's no teams. Because like, even if they was to have Paul Heyman with them, okay, that's a step in the right direction. But who are they? Who are they getting ready for? Who are they prepping themselves?
Ronda is washed. People need to let that go.
She been trash.
Chance and Carter could be a good face team. Just got to build them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying that, but they still holding the NXT women tag team belts, aren't they?
No, they lost it to that witch group, that witch team.
What would you say?
Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they could be, but they got to like put them in some matches, build them up, make people give a fuck. I always said from before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. You have your characters, you have your storyline, and then you have the match. That's how you build the perfect character. That's that sandwich right there. That's how you do it. That formula never fails.
Like the same thing with Mellow Hayes. Mellow Hayes is awkward too.
They bullying Carmelo Hayes. Like, why you gotta fight big motherfuckers? Like, damn, every dude you gotta fight is big. He's getting bullied.
Like Mellow Hayes is an awkward face. I don't like awkward faces.
You know what? I agree with you, Marcus. Marcus said he don't like when when something's bad, people blame Vince. I totally agree with you. Because Triple H could do stupid shit too. And that's why we here. We're not biased here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'll do my little, like, when it comes to Adam Cole, the Tribal Chief, but I believe in logic too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type that be like, oh, you don't like that? Oh, then you gotta get the fuck out of here. You gotta, no. As a matter of fact, I've been on my best behavior. When's the last time I kicked somebody out the table? It's been a long time. And even when I did,
last person you think that was me.
Yeah, because you said something real silly, and I gave you bad chances. I was like, you know what, you gotta sit down for a little while. But other motherfuckers, what they would say some outlandish shit, or they will fucking show their meat on camera, shit like that. But other than that, like, everybody can say what the fuck they want as long as everybody's respectful. And, we can have a valid discussion because we all not going to agree. That's what makes wrestling interesting.
Man, but this weekend was an extremely good weekend for wrestling.
I was at work, man. I'm so mad. I was at work for all that shit. All I see was some highlights here and there. And listen to shout out to BC. I was listening to BC's his live stream when he was talking about Night of Champions and a little bit of Battleground.
But to me, like, you saw Takeshita's heel turn coming. I was all like, he's turning heel. Like, there's no fucking way he's gonna come back.
So is he gonna be down with the Combat Club?
That's what it looks like.
What do you think, Tove?
It's looking like that.
Like you saw, that take a shitter. Tell you the truth. That's how it looks. No shade.
Takashi, same shit.
My favorite spot was when Mox slammed Matt Jackson's foot on the thumbnails. That was different. I've never seen that before.
No, what was different when this dude did the exploding super kick? Now, that shit was hot.
Literally.
Yeah. That was a real good spot.
That made me pause for a second. I was like, did he just super kick him and fireworks just flew out of his foot?
It was like an exploding super kick. Like, holy shit. That was hot. Well, yo, I'm telling you, the Combat Club, I'm not calling on Blackpool. That Blackpool shit need to go because none of y'all motherfuckers is from Blackpool.
And the person who's actually from Blackpool left.
It's not even there no more.
Left to the E. So yeah, just call them Combat Club.
Just call them Combat Club. But other than that, they're clicking on all cylinders. They're like the best. Other than the Bloodline, they're the best faction out right now. I'm saying that. I don't give a fuck. They're the best faction out right now. Other than the Bloodline.
Like over Judgment Day. Judgment Day is pretty good.
You know what? You got a point. I like. Yeah. I like Judgment. I really like Combat Club. It's like every time they jump on the TV, they just get your interest. You get interest.
Unless you know the landscape of wrestling's changed. Remember when Impact or TNA had all the factions? Good old days.
That's because all of them sucked.
Shit, remember when WWF had all the factions? We had faction warfare. Yeah,
that was when 90% of it sucked.
And DOA and
90% of those factions sucked.
Domination.
The only two that didn't suck was the Nation and DX.
Yeah, everybody was in a fucking stable. But you know what I'm saying? I'm fucking with Combat Club, man. Those are my guys. So Marcus Brown said, I said that Vince should stay in charge of cutting the checks and promote WWE. Only the business people are legit. Wishing harm to the man because it's like that's the other thing too. I remember I had to put that in the Wrestling Council on Facebook. I had to put that post like, yo, anybody talking about Vince McMahon should die, you getting the fuck out of here immediately.
I agree with you. But on one exception though. I just don't like Vince's racism. That's the only thing that I don't like about him.
I feel you. But
everything else is cool. But
at the end of the day, it's a television show. You know what I'm saying? Like, wishing death on the man over a television show is fucking bananas. It really is.
Like I said this to one of the streamers on YouTube the other day. I just said, like, dude, you do know it's fake, right?
Remember that guy? I just wanted to tell you guys how much you've done for your bodies. It's still real to me, damn it. I love that guy.
And I ain't gonna lie, motherfuckers be killing me because I still get that same sentence or that same question. Oh, you know it's fake, or you know it's not real. You know, like in an insulting type of way. And I'm like, okay, the same motherfuckers that's telling me that. You watch Love and Hip Hop or what's that other bullshit? Basketball wives, and all types of silly shit.
Oh Jesus, that put black people back a couple of decades.
You know what I'm saying? Like you weren't about me watching wrestling. At least my shit got substance. Y'all motherfuckers, y'all just all y'all doing is jerking off to them fucking 50-year-old sluts.
Slut.
Yo, you know the fucking Terminator movies, the Skynet trying to send someone back to kill Sarah Connor. They try to send someone to kill John Connor. Man, if time travel was real, I'm sorry, man. He's an icon. He's a legend. But if Skynet was real, man, we got to send someone to kill Flavor Flav, man. Flavor of Love started this cancer, bro. Flavor of Love.
But here's the thing, though. Check it.
Flavor, baby.
Yo, Flavor of Love. No, that's the thing, though. Flavor of Love was hot. You know what I mean? Flavor, and you know what it is? Flavor of Love there was actually a point to it. You know what I mean? Had the chicks come through, the grand prize is him. I understand it's not much of a prize, but the prize is Flavor Flav. This just nowadays is nothing. Like Love and Hip Hop, they barely even go to the fucking studio. All these motherfuckers do is drink, argue, and fight.
No, the thing that started it was making the band. That was the thing that started.
Oh, you want to take it back even further?
The entire bullshit.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Toph.
No. I wasn't saying anything. I just said I thought you. I didn't realize
you want to take it back even further. We didn't mention the show.
No. Oh, okay. No, I forgot making the band came before that.
Yeah, like we're making a band. It was a goal. You know, I mean, when it came to shows like that, there was goals. Like, okay, we here to accomplish this, like whatever, like making a band. We're here to get signed to Bad Boy. You know what I mean? Flavor of Love. We're here for the to be Flavor Flav's girl. I love New York. We're here to fuck with New York. We're here for New York.
That's one ugly woman right there.
Hip hop. What the fuck was the goal? Fucking what's it? The Basketball Wives. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are y'all here for? Y'all just getting drunk and tearing up people's fucking restaurants, looking like fucking mongoloids. So when I want to watch my wrestling, get the fuck out of here, because at least there's a speck more substance when it comes to wrestling than that bullshit y'all niggas be watching.
Yo, Toph, I can't go back further though.
I don't even know about Divas of Compton. Look at that, it's Divas of Compton.
So I can't go back further, Toph, though.
Oh God, I gotta look that one up. Divas of Compton.
Yeah, how far back can you go?
I can go back to Real World and Road Rules. The OJ chase, that was the thing that started everything. I can go back a little while.
I'll agree too. Of course, that wasn't Bianca Belair's fault. Because when Bianca Belair was in NXT, she was definitely captivating. That's why people was like, yo, she needs to go back as a heel, because when she was a heel, she was more colorful. You know what I'm saying? She had mic skills. She could go in the ring. Like, everything was just on point with her. When she came,
it like they're planning it. They're planning for her to turn heel, her and the Profits.
That was a plan. I guess they could do it now, because since she lost the belt, might as well have them as like a new stable. Them three.
That's supposed to be for a while though.
I don't think that's happening for a long time, man. I don't think that's in the cards. I think WWE likes Bianca as she is. The kids like her as she is. And the match next year at Mania is going to be Bianca and Charlotte. And Charlotte is a horrible face.
Oh, for the love of God.
So,
yeah, because it's not genuine. We all know Charlotte is a fucking bitch.
Mm-hmm. She should be heel, and I think she'll be a great heel someday, but I just don't think that's in their plans anytime soon, honestly.
Like, I got a serious question there. Who's the funniest heel of all time? To me, is Ric Flair.
Oh, you don't know Marcus Brown. I kicked out he said the only person I kicked out was the dude that point. Nah, yo, you see that shit? Nah, I had my fair share. I had my fair share of kicking motherfuckers out because I had to trim the fat. I had to trim the fat here, B. Motherfuckers just can't come here and do and say whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Like, especially when it comes to disrespect. Like, this dude over here, I don't want to say his name. Don't give him no clout. Told him about bum the ticket should have the money in the bank briefcase. You haven't seen them back yet, have you?
Oh, yeah. No, but to me, like, the funniest heel of all time is Ric Flair. Like, my honest opinion. Because when he just said, so like, oh, what about the girls? When Bobby Heenan turned him down, it was like, you say that?
Well, this for you, too.
Oh, well, we should have checked that out. I'm familiar with Dragon Lee. I'm not familiar with Noam Dar, though. I'll check that out.
Yeah, Noam Dar.
That was a good match.
When was the match?
This Saturday. Not Saturday, Sunday, excuse me.
It was like the third match in.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I heard all the Battleground was really good. I heard there wasn't one bad match. All the matches were good. Only seen highlights here and there, you know what I mean? Like I was saying before y'all pulled up, this dude Braun Breaker, B. This dude Braun Breaker. This dude, yeah, man. Since he passed the torch to Carmelo Hayes,
but keep him heel.
He should come in the main roster Like, all right, I'm gonna paint the scenario again because Toph know I'm going with this. That's close to about this. Here is how Black Star. What I was saying was that at SummerSlam, have this dude Gunther lay out an open challenge for the Intercontinental Belt, and then have this dude Braun Breaker answer that challenge and beat him for the IC belt, and have them get into a feud, what may have you, and have this dude Gunther put over Braun Breaker strong, and then after he put over when he put him over
sense,
strong,
but who's
hold on,
going to be with?
let me finish. Hold on.
All right, go ahead.
And then when Gunther put over Braun Breaker strong as a strong face, you know what I mean? It's time to excel Gunther. Have him start going on the title hunt when it comes to World Heavyweight Championship. It's like, why not? Why should Braun Breaker start from the bottom when he goes to the main event? Nah, fuck that. Get him as a strong baby face in the mid card.
But quick question though: is Imperium with him, or is it just Gunther by himself?
Well, I would like. Now that you say that, I'll even throw this in there since you said that. Have him lay out an open challenge, right?
Right.
And have him pretty there with them in the ring. But after he gets ready for the match or whatever, you know how they get ready for the match. He's gonna have his jacket on. Have him take his jacket off. When he takes his jacket off, Imperium goes to the back, wherever the case may be. And as soon as they start the match, just have this dude, wipe him out. Make it look legitimate. Have him catch him with a couple of moves. I won't say just have him catch him with a spear. Don't just completely obliterate Gunther. But you know what I'm saying? Make this shit look believable. Like, oh shit, this dude just wiped out Gunther in like 15, 20 seconds. Go there with it. Why not? Make it look good. And then have Gunther go in a rivalry with this dude. Like, I would say 2-3 matches. Don't go like 4 or 5. You know how WWE is. When something works, they just keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking squeezing that tit till the tit don't have no milk in it no more. Nah. 2 or 3 matches, that's it. Put this dude over as a legitimate face. I mean, really fuck this dude Braun Breaker up. Fuck him up. Make that dude chest look like a fucking beat. You know, remember beats, right? Beats. Beat Red?
Yep.
Had that motherfucking chest look like that. Fuck him up really good to really get him over and make him that legitimate face. And that's when you have another face on the upcoming to take Cody Rhodes' place. When Cody Rhodes eventually, becomes like more of a made man. Then you have that next one on the conveyor belt, the next one in line for when Braun Breaker gets to the main event of the main roster.
Do you put here's another question. Do you put either Dragunov as Breaker's second opponent? They put Gunther up into the heavyweight title picture, right? And then you put Dragunov as the second in command facing Breaker.
I'll put Dragunov on some real shit. I'll put Dragunov down with Imperium.
Yeah. Just put Gunther as the main guy, right? Have him face Cody or whoever. Doesn't really matter. It'll be a good match anyways. But you put the tag team, keep them in the tag team division, and then you put Dragunov as Gunther's solo, basically. And then you have
his muscle.
Yeah. So you have a mid-card division of Solo, Dragunov, Breaker, and say Mello. That'll be a good mid-card division. Am I wrong here? Or?
Like Melo being in the mid card on the main roster is definitely a go. I would definitely say that. I heard there was
some
people
to it, or do you just want to keep it as that 4?
Say that one more time. Bring it back just a tad bit because you broke up a little bit.
Well, I said that. Do you want to keep it as that 4, or do you want to add?
No, before that, what you saying about the 4?
No, that's what I said.
No, what you were saying about that 4? Like, what you,
okay. So it's all over. Okay. Do you want to keep it as Breaker, Dragunov, Melo, and Breaker, or do you want to add 2 more people to it?
What, to a match?
No. To a mid card, to like a mid card division.
Oh, hell yeah, definitely. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. They'll definitely fit the mid card perfectly. But here's the thing. I just won't put all 4 of them on the same brand. When it comes to Breaker and Dragunov, definitely put them on Raw. Melo is definitely a SmackDown guy.
Okay, so do you want to add Melo?
I'll bring Melo and Trick. I'll still keep them together.
Bring them both in. Okay.
Bring them on SmackDown.
Or do you want to put Melo with Grayson Waller on SmackDown, and then you add Breaker and Dragunov on Raw? Like you match those 2 because same class. Like all 4.
I'll keep Grayson Waller on SmackDown.
Okay, all right.
I'll keep him on SmackDown. Like he fits the mold of SmackDown because in a way, like I don't know, it might be wrong, but to me, like when it comes to Raw is more of like wrestling oriented, and SmackDown is more of the workhorses. No, not excuse me. The entertainment part,
story based.
Yeah, story based. I think it's like it's hard to explain because when you have those what's the name of them talk show segments always on SmackDown. Like when you have Carlitos Cabana and the highlight, not the highlight reel, but what other shit again?
The Jericho.
Not the highlight reel was for Raw, but they mainly had those type of segments on SmackDown. SmackDown was more of an entertaining aspect, and Raw was more wrestling.
Okay. Like I understand you.
Yeah. The heavyweight championship can be put in the Rumble as a last world title was defended in the Rumble 2016, and Gunther wins. Then possible.
Oh God, no, just no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah.
Because they did that shit from before. Like whoever wins the Rumble wins the championship. They did that. Remember, they did that shit in Triple H. That's how Triple H won the.
That's how Triple H won the title.
Championship.
To set up Roman versus Triple H in probably the worst main in WrestleMania history.
Yeah, that match
one of the worst main events in WrestleMania history.
That match was shit ass.
But it was hard to top the top HBK versus Taker that year.
Oh hell yeah, Marcus Brown! I'll definitely agree. Yeah, I'll agree.
That's one of the bad things Adam Cole picked up from Triple H. Unfortunately, they both have that in common.
What? Long matches?
Yeah, long matches that don't need to go that long. Not everything needs to be a 25-minute or 20-minute classic. Because if you look at like when Triple H was feuding with Shawn Michaels, every single match he ever had was Shawn, whether it was the street fight or the Hell in a Cell, or like
that SummerSlam match was a fucking classic though.
Yeah, I know, but like every match they had was like some 30, 35, 40 minute, and it's like not every match needs to go that long. Sometimes less is more. Like that Cole Jericho match at Double or Nothing was shit, but like you could have cut off like 5 to 10 minutes and it would not have been as bad. But that's one thing I've noticed about Adam Cole. He has a bad habit of having these long 25, 30-minute matches. It's like, bro, like it's the fucking second match in the card. Like, chill.
Because Cole thinks he's a player.
Cole Wait, hold on. I heard. Is y'all YouTube okay? I'm hearing like my videos tripping on YouTube.
You want me to mute it?
No. You guys are fine, but see, wait, I gotta see what's going on YouTube. They say, I'm hearing that my YouTube was bugging the fuck out. Here we go, YouTube, and people are saying that they didn't get no notifications from my live.
The notification popped up a little late for me, but I saw it. It popped up like at 10:05. It usually pops up a little earlier, like
yeah, mine pops up at like 6:58.
There's always something with YouTube, man. But I'm gonna see if everything is rolling smooth on YouTube. Give me 1 second because it's always word. I'm still getting the told. I'm not told. Excuse me. I'm still getting the Marcus Brown. People say the same thing about 2K23.
Oh, the picture. I wasn't sure what you're talking about. That's when you're talking about from the game, right? The video game. Yeah.
People are too negative.
The models, right?
Yeah, people are too negative. They're like, oh, like they always gotta talk shit. Like, you know what I mean, with the 2K23. I ain't gonna lie, I'm loving 2K23 right now. After I get off the show, I'm about to continue playing it. This shit is fun.
This is my opinion on that, and I don't play wrestling games at all. I think I may have mentioned this before.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So I don't play wrestling games, but I do come from the fighting game community. I was really big on Smash Brothers and Street Fighter and stuff like that back in the day.
Ooh.
And
this weekend,
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6.
Can't wait.
All right. So this is the problem right here. With like just I'm gonna keep this really brief because I'll be cooking on this all day, right?
Go ahead, dude.
Do y'all follow anime or anything?
I used to, but
yeah. A couple of years ago, back at E3, rest in peace E3, they showed a trailer for a game called Jump Forces. And Jump Forces was like
Jump Forces. Yeah, it was like everything: Street Fighter, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. It was like a crossover.
Yeah,
it was like a crossover of like every anime you could think of. It had like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, My Hero Academia, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh. Like any anime character you could think of was in the game, right? And it was really hype when they first.
Wasn't Street Fighter? I thought Street Fighter was in that shit too. Wasn't he in that too?
No, it was anime only. It was just anime.
Oh, I'm bugging. But yeah, I had that game. But
I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah, all right. But the thing that happened with the game was that as the release date for the game was getting closer, the two things on social media that the fans kept talking about was, number one, the graphics of how the game looked, and the second thing that people kept talking about was, as cool as it was to see all these anime characters interacting, people wanted more because they were just like, oh, if this anime is in, then that anime should be in. Like, oh, Gundam Wing should be in. Oh, Pokemon should be in. Oh, Digimon should be in. And it was just like everybody just wanted their representation of whatever their favorite anime was to be in the thing. But what concerned me as a gamer was everybody was asking the most important question. I mean, everybody was asking the questions except the most important one, which is the game any fucking good? Is the gameplay good? How does it play? What's the pacing of the game like? Is there any bugs? Is there any glitches? And so as someone that comes from the fighting game world, even though I don't play wrestling games, every time a new wrestling game drops, whether it's 2K, whatever, every time there's a new wrestling game, I see the same issues online. Like every time there's a new WWE 2K game, I see people complaining about who's on the fucking cover of the game, or people complaining about like what mode isn't there or what mode is there. And as a casual that knows nothing about wrestling games, I'm like, why is nobody asking, is the game fucking good? Is the gameplay good? That's what matters. It doesn't matter what a game looks like, what it sounds like. If a game has great gameplay, I don't give a fuck if it was a game made in 1996. If it's a good ass game, people still play it. You know.
Well,
so
I would say this. I know where you're going. Like, I would say this: the gameplay is not perfect, but it's good enough. You know what I mean? And I like how they switched up the game mechanics. It's more authentic when it comes to the chain wrestling. What else? What else can I say? Only the main thing I don't like is most of the times if you catch somebody with a finisher, they're gonna kick out the first time. That's fucking stupid. I don't know why they got it like that. It's like so far, I will work on the body, like because they have different body parts you can work on. They show like a whole diaphragm, I guess you would call it, diaphragm. When you have the body, the outlet,
right? Yeah.
They have like the arms, the head, the legs, whatever. You can work on any individual body part. So that always been a great feature for me. And basically, you can work on a specific body part for that special move for that particular superstar, and the motherfucker will still kick out the move. Like, yo, the first time, yeah, you kick out the move, but then you do it the second time, that person may not kick out. That's the shit that I don't like. It's stupid. But other than that, the chain wrestling is there. You know what I mean? Of course, you use weapons. Of course, the roster is a lot of fucking people in the fucking roster, of course. And the gameplay is there. It got like it got different types of options. You know what I mean? You got the GMO, like basically you be the general manager. You can book your own matches, and you got a salary to maintain. Book people to different types of contracts and shit like that. You got the story mode. You got the showcase mode. This one is a John Cena showcase. Like you going through his story, but it's different from the other showcases because the other showcases like a Rey Mysterio or a Stone Cold shit like that, like his story, those showcases, you actually play as the protagonist, but in this you play as an antagonist. So you don't play as John Cena in the showcase mode. You go against different Cenas as he rises up the ladder. Like you have the ruthless aggression John Cena, and then you have Thugonomics John Cena, and the champ is here John Cena. You know what I mean? Shit like that. It's good, man. It's really good, and I'm getting the AEW game too. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Like, you know what I mean? Because people like to, they like to crack their jokes and be negative about, when it comes to the games and shit. Sometimes rightfully so, but other times you end up buying it and then you like it. You're like, you know what? I actually like this shit.
See, I know a few beta testers. And the only thing I know about AEW Fight Forever is pretty much exactly like the old game No Mercy. And as I understand it, that game is held pretty highly amongst wrestling gamers.
Oh, hell yeah. And that's why AEW made Fight Forever like No Mercy. I can't wait. I'm gonna buy that. Fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I had the right to talk shit about AEW. Because I actually pump money into that fucker. I give these niggas money. So I want a good product.
That's why you ain't gonna hear me talk shit about Impact, because I sure as hell don't put money in them. But I do feel like
Impact be trying, but
yeah.
You know what I mean? It don't matter how long. They gotta be on a whole year.
I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Like when Impact fans, like when you cook on them, like you go like on a like I was on Impact Wrestling's Twitter the other day, where they had posted a few clips of a match with Trinity.
Yeah.
So it was a good match and shit. And it's like Impact Wrestling fans, it's like if you give any criticism or like if you say anything negative, they just assume you're a hater without context. And it's like, bro, I fucking flew the TNA banner proud for like 15 fucking years, dude. I was a hardcore TNA guy, so I feel like I feel like I'm a fucking graduate at Impact Wrestling. So I may not know much about the current product, but I followed them religiously for years. I started watching TNA in like 2004. Yeah, back in the Asylum days.
Yeah, I started watching that shit when it was on Fox Sports, on FSN, Fox Sports Network. That's when I started watching it. When it had this dude, the Kings of Wrestling, Jarrett, Nash, and Hall.
I said before, like I would still watch them if they had a better TV deal, but they don't. So I just catch the few clips I can find on Twitter and YouTube, but there's no way I can watch a full show.
Me too, and that's the thing too, because I just be so busy. I was telling Marcus Brown that I'm like, I'll be real busy. You know what I'm saying? No cap. And then when I have my free time, I'll do my music. You know what I mean? I play my video game. You know what I mean? I'm in a relationship. I'll chop it up with you guys. There's only 24 hours in a day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the Taco Bell picture was fake, Marcus Brown. That was disproven fake. As far as the arena goes, they had 11,000 at Double or Nothing, but the arena could hold about 20,000 to 18,000, depending on seating arrangements, I believe. So,
that
a lot of wrestling.
Look, that visual.
A lot of wrestling shows don't have sellouts anymore. I'm sure it's called a hard camera view. Every wrestling show is filmed from the hard camera. A lot of WWE shows.
That's why we put in that talk. To,
tarping off. Yeah. A lot of wrestling shows.
The lights. They put that talk down and the lights.
Yeah, the one thing that TNA was good at, TNA was the best at tampering. TNA was very good at they could get like a 5,000 venue, and they could have like 2,500 or 1,500, but like with tampering and good lighting, they would make it look like it was sold out. Like no other company could do it as good as they could. It's a talent. It really is. It really is.
TK should have had me making those burgers though. I would have filled those. I'll make a real good cheeseburger, avocado burger, all that. I'm real good at that. You should have hollered at me, TK. I'll fill up some of them seats. You getting free tickets for a burger? Man, look, what you want? Cheddar burger, avocado burger. What you want? Huh? You bum? So he said AEW hardcore fans are the same way. The second you criticize them, they start attacking your personal life. That's why people be looking at wrestling fans crazy. It's like when you have an opinion, oh, fuck you, I hope you die. What the fuck? Really? My dude, it's just a television show. Relax.
Oh, I haven't mentioned it today. I mentioned it earlier in the private chat. When the show started, the new season of Dark Side of the Ring started tonight. So tonight.
Oh, it did? I'm going to watch that. We're going to talk about that on Friday.
Yeah, so tonight's episode was Sonny and Chris Candido. That was tonight's episode.
Do I know how to cook cheeseburger hot pockets? I'll figure it out. All I gotta do is get I forgot the name of that shit. It's basically a pastry. You know what I mean? I would have to get a rolling pin and some flour and dough. I already got flour and dough, but it's easy to make a hot pocket. That ain't nothing hard. And in a deep fryer, that ain't hard to do. Get a rolling pin, get some dough, roll that shit, roll the dough with the flour, maybe a little bit of baking soda to make sure that shit stretch. Then after that, you fill the flattened dough with whatever you want: meat, cheese, peppers, onions. Fold that shit up, and then put it in a deep fryer. Easy, ain't nothing to it. I does this. Trust me, I knows how to cook. Yo, Black Soul, where the fuck you at? You alright? You gone cuckoo? Timmy and Chris, yeah, man. That's a sad story.
Yeah, I saw John was talking about it in the chat. I definitely gotta check it out.
Tell John, goofy ass, so why? Like we live right? Come over here, John. I keep telling him
he should be joining more during the summer because school's out. So
well, that's the thing.
About that.
And I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. But it's like, my dude, I'm not saying you have to come to the table, be on the panel. You could just comment, be on the comment section. We all here. Like, why you in the group chat? We're live. You feel me? Like, we all here. Come in the comment section and you know what I mean, and talk your shit in the comment section if you can't come to the round table. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Apparently, what's going on with Jade is going to be taking a break.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Yeah.
So they just wanted to go ahead and just get the belt off of her. Makes sense. I mean, you know, we were going to get Statlander Jade as the end game anyway, so they just got it over with.
And I think she should come back as a face. Maybe come back and beef. Come back and start beefing with Tony Storm and the female DX.
I'll give her flowers too, because I know Scott won't. Thank goodness Scott's not here because he hates black women. It was great. It was a good match. Match between
Don't do that. Don't do that. You do be throwing shot. Matter of fact, I'll let you say because you did throw a shot at him and he ain't say nothing. So go ahead, talk your shit.
No, it was a good match. Jade and Ty was a good match. Her pacing's gotten better. One thing I noticed about Jade is her selling. She sells a lot better. It was good. It was a good 10-minute match. It didn't overstay its welcome. The fans were into it too when Taya hit the Halls of Valhalla on Jade. Everyone thought that was it. She kicked out, and so it was a good match. She's definitely gotten a lot better. So, but yeah.
Does Daniel Bryan train her?
Yeah. That's the word, you know. So
yeah,
he's there to train you. So
it took her long enough. Fuck. So yeah, man. So what's all this hate on my boy Tyrus, yo? My dude is a dinosaur.
Yeah, dinosaurs are extinct for a reason.
But I ain't gonna lie, what this dude said was silly. You know, sit there and say, "Oh, if you don't tune in to watch Tyrus, you're not a real wrestling fan." Come on, stop it. That's just silly.
I think Billy Corgan's on more coke than TK if he thinks that.
Yeah, like that was just, I know what I mean. I get it because he's trying to get people to tune in, but that's not how you get people to tune in. Like you don't insult people to try to get them to tune into the product. That's like say, "Oh, you stupid if you don't watch my show." What? Nah. Haven't you heard the saying, you get more flies with honey? I mean, you get more bees with honey?
It's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate, too, because when NWA Power first started, they had a really cool thing going on there. I'm not comparing them. I'm not comparing NWA Power to Lucha Underground because they were nothing like Lucha Underground, but they were like Lucha Underground in the sense that, like, when they were hot, there was not a wrestling product that was like them. Like when Lucha Underground was hot, when they was popping off, you couldn't find a product that was like Lucha Underground. It was so different. And the way the NWA Power was, you couldn't find any other product that was like them because they were so different. They had a nice little cool product. They had a nice little thing going on for a little bit there in 2019 and before COVID, before the world went to hell. And ever since COVID hit and things kind of went back to normal, like they were never able to get back on that same level. You know, when they did Nick Aldis versus Trevor Murdoch, at first I was like, Trevor Murdoch, the fucking fat dude from Ruthless Aggression Raw. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, you know what? You know, Harley Race did train him. You know, he was legitimately at Harley Race's funeral. And apparently, that's where Nick Aldis met him. And that's where they kind of talked and, you know, they caught up and it was like, hey, man, would you like to come work for the NWA? And, you know, so there was a story there. It was for Harley. And I was like, you know, that was a nice tribute to Harley. You know, so I kind of warmed up to Trevor. But when they started pushing Tyrus, specifically when you got the Pope, when you choose Tyrus over the Pope, like, nah, bro, you need to get your head re-examined. That's where they lost me. They lost the plot there. And you know what's really sad, too? What's really sad is they got Camille. Camille's a fucking great women's wrestler, and no one's talking about her because she's an NWA. Camille would be great in WWE. Now, I normally don't say go to WWE because I don't care too much for WWE, but Camille would do great there. Camille's basically a white version of Jade. As crazy as that sounds, it's basically what she is. She's like a white version of Jade.
Well, hold on, wait. I was reading. Yeah, everything is good on the YouTube side. Like some people are telling me about how it is on YouTube. Remember, I was telling you people were saying that they were saying that I wasn't even live on YouTube. I'm live. Maybe you will have to refresh your page because I'm live on YouTube. I don't see no issues. You know what I mean? I wish I could do something about it, but from here, everything seems copacetic. Well, yeah. What's your name again? Camille. That's one that be putting a pinky up, right?
No, that's Allison Kay. But her name in TNA was Sienna, if I remember correctly.
They look a little similar, don't they?
A little bit. Camille was like fully blonde, you know. She wasn't speaking. She was a mute for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, did that Black Star come back?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I miss?
I was telling it.
We're just talking about NWA and, you know, Billy Corgan being a meth head. You know how it is. Smashing pumpkins indeed.
Billy Corgan's more than a meth head. He's a pure imbecile.
Yeah, like, come on. Oh, man. He's not helping Tyrus's case. And I can tell Tyrus is trying. People was shitting on Tyrus, but he's trying. Like,
you had the Pope, you had your champion right there on on your side, and you decide to give it to a Trump supporting meth head who can't wrestle to save his life.
Tyrus is on meth too?
Technically. I'm not saying that he is, I'm saying that he isn't. I'm just making fun of him.
I don't give a fuck. Like, let's really be real. Like, I don't give a fuck who he supports. As long as you have a presence and you're good in the ring.
He can't wrestle for shit. Did you see him as the dancing dinosaur in WWE? He isn't shit.
I wasn't with that. I hated somebody better call my mama. I never liked it. I always seen this dude Brodus Clay or Tyrus as that monster, that dinosaur. You know what I mean? And they was on the right. They was doing the right thing at first. Like, he had a stable around him when they came to those four.
Did him and Alberto Del Rio at first? He was Alberto's heavy.
Oh
yeah, I like that too. When he was an ADR, yeah. And then remember, I guess he got hurt. and then he went on TV, and then they started shooting those vignettes. Brodus Clay is coming back. Brodus Clay is coming back. So everybody pumped like, oh shit, Brodus Clay is coming back. We need that, that dinosaur. This dude came out of nowhere dressed like Run DMC. I was done.
You can tell when a person quits. You can tell. Just look at Booker T at TNA. He quit the second that
Booker,
Mania Mafia storyline came up. The second that
Booker
came up, that's when he
quit. Dancer put the dinosaurs
Booker, Booker quits every Tuesday. He's on his phone. Yeah, you don't give two shits about NXT, man. He's on his phone fucking calling Uber Eats. You don't give a fuck over there.
Yeah, you know what Booker T won from Uber Eats? He won a hot dog with a little bit of mustard and a Coke.
But I like it when Booker T quits because it's funny.
Y'all remember that infamous story? When he wanted the 2 hot dogs with a little bit of mustard? Y'all remember that story? Yeah, Black Star know what I'm talking about.
Like I remember when Booker T, when everybody walked out during a Raw, and then Michael Cole said, it's like, you went to the bathroom, you quit. No. He said, you quit. He's like, I had to go to the bathroom.
I remember Booker T walking out because he didn't want to put over Matt Morgan. I always chuckle at that.
So, ballet, I'm going to explain to you, ballet dancer. This dude, Booker T, had sent somebody to get him some lunch. And he said he wanted 2 hot dogs, I think it was a Coke. On the hot dogs, he wanted a little bit of mustard. And was it mustard? Yeah, it was mustard. So after that, he went to go do a match. He went on to his match. And he went to go look for the errand boy after the match. And he was like, yo, where's my food? And he was like, yo, I put it in your locker room. You ain't see it? He was like, no, I ain't see my food. Where's my food? So Chris Benoit walked up to him with mustard on his lip. He was like, hey, what's going on, Booker? Good match, Booker. Like, gave him a handshake and shit while mustard was still on his lip.
Booker T was pissed.
You don't know about that story?
Yeah, I've heard that story. I've heard it, yeah. Yeah, he was pissed, and then he disappeared, and when he came back, the hot dog was there.
Yeah, he was like, yo, what's my hot dog? He said, yo, I'll put it right there. It was in your locker room. He was like, I didn't get it. What's my change? Like, Chris Benoit ate the food, took the change, all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I throw shots at Chris Benoit, rightfully so, but that was a funny story. He just sunned them for his hot dogs.
No, but the person who ultimately never gave a fuck was Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner, you never gave him a microphone.
Oh, he was holding on the mic.
Give me a fucking mic.
Give me a fucking mic.
Steiner. To me, Scott Steiner is proof that God has a sense of humor because he never had them both. He never had both at the same time because in the late 80s, early 90s, he was like the perfect professional wrestler in ring. Like he could do everything. He could do like high flying moves, power spots, Frankensteiners, suicide dives, but he couldn't talk to save his life. But then when he became Big Papa Pump, he was like the best mic worker you've ever seen. He could talk shit about, oh, I'm gonna fuck your wife, I'm gonna fuck your mom, holla at him, and he had the look, but he couldn't wrestle because he was so roided up. It was like he never had it.
Him as a ring announcer was the funniest thing ever. He said,
the perfect
rednecks and white trash.
The perfect professional wrestler would be like if you took Scott Steiner from like 1990 and you took Big Papa Pump from like 98 and you merged them together, you would have like the perfect pro wrestler. He would have the full package. He could talk, he could go. He would be the GOAT. But he never had them both at the same time. That's why I say
Scott Steiner was the funniest.
Sense of humor.
If not giving a fuck with a person, Scott Steiner would be that person.
I'm surprised he went into the Hall of Fame. I'm guessing he did it for Braun, probably. Make him look good, I guess.
Yeah, both of them did it. Both of them going to Hall of Fame?
Yeah, they both did. He threatened to kill Hulk Hogan during the Hall of Fame.
I didn't. What at the speech?
No, like Hogan said some shit, and then Scott Steiner said that I'm gonna fuck your wife and kill you.
My favorite Scott Steiner story was when they wanted him to take a piss test, and he said, "I'll take a piss test as long as Triple H takes one too." And then they were like, "Never mind."
I remember that. That was good. What do we think about Becky Lynch? I ain't gonna lie. They might be on to something with that Kill Bill outfit. I think they should really continue on with that. Because have y'all seen Kill Bill before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she should adopt that character. Like make her like the WWE version of Beatrice Kiddo. I would go there because how long are you gonna be the man? How long are you gonna be wearing Judge Dredd shades and all that shit? Nah. I think she should. I think honestly, she should have that Beatrice Kiddo character.
Honestly,
she's turning into a new character.
I've always found Becky Lynch to be cringe. I never got the hype. That may be an unpopular opinion. I never got it. She's always been very cringe to me. I'm not saying she sucks or anything, but she's definitely a little overhyped in my opinion.
She was the one who needed the most work out of the four horsewomen.
I would agree with that. I think the majority of her main event run should be, honestly, if I'm being honest, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think she owes her career not to Charlotte, not to Ronda Rousey, but to Nia Jax.
Nia Jax. Because, I know he was going. I know.
Yeah, because that's what started. If Nia never punched her, if that never happened, she would have had her match at Survivor Series. She would have lost, and that would have been it. And she'd just be another girl on the roster.
Did you see her face?
I feel like her success, honestly, half of it should be given to Nia. She owes her career to Nia, if I'm being honest with you. I don't even like Nia like that, but yes, because of Nia.
Did you see her face after what Zoe started it to her?
Yeah.
She was leaking a little bit.
Doesn't Zoe have like a knee brace? I wonder if that.
She did.
She has a Stone Cold. She has a Stone Cold knee brace.
Stone Cold knee brace. Yep.
She has a Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
Didn't Zoe tear her shit? Tear her knee up? I think
because she didn't have that all the time in NXT. I think she fucked her leg up in NXT.
Yeah, but because Nikita's about to have that when she comes back. That's Stone Cold.
You think so? Man, look, I ain't gonna lie. I think NXT is Nikita Lyons' ceiling. I don't see her on the main roster. She will have to really go hard, like when it comes to bettering herself.
She's Indy Hartwell. That's what she is.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't see her excelling, and I don't think everybody from NXT should be called to the main roster. Some people should just stay at NXT. Why not?
To me, Nikita's ceiling is Indy Hartwell. She's the next Indy Hartwell, the person who stays there the longest. And then when she finally gets called up.
What I don't like is, remember when AEW first came around and they were trying to treat NXT as a legitimate third brand, but when the hype went down, they just try to make people forget about it. Like they stopped mentioning it so people could forget about it.
Yeah,
I didn't forget about that.
It's only going to be. That's the main reason why. That's not the main reason, but that's one of the main reasons why I just gave up on the brand. Because for fucking 4 years, you had Triple H in interviews and conference calls and stuff like that.
Burying his own product.
Right, referring to NXT as the third brand. Several times you would have Ciampa and Gargano and Adam Cole and people like that say NXT is the main roster. You get fans invested, and then Triple H is just like, AEW beat our developmental. Big deal. It's like, okay, all right, if that's your developmental, then I'm not going to give a shit anymore. NXT will be whatever they want it to be, whatever it is to fit their narrative.
To me, right. This is me being honest. This is how I see the war shows going on. It's Raw versus Dynamite. Okay. Collision versus SmackDown. Okay. ROH versus NXT. That's how
Honestly, if I would compare NXT to anything, I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I would compare NXT to like Impact. That's what I would compare it to.
You think so?
Yeah, because they're both good products, but like the majority don't really give a shit for different reasons. That's what I would compare it to. Like, look at it this way. Look at it this way. Let me word it a different way. When it comes to the prestige of titles, okay, as Sandman would say, let's really be real. When it comes to the prestige of titles, right? What would you rather be? Would you rather be X Division champion, or would you rather be NXT champion right now, today, in the year 2023? Like, which belt do you think is more prestigious? Because that NXT championship don't mean shit to me right now. And that's not me shitting on the brand. That's just me shitting on what they've done to the brand. So
you're shitting on the brand without shitting on the brand, basically.
Pretty much. Because Karrion Kross was undefeated, and he just fucking went to the main roster and just jobbed out.
Adam Cole was personally responsible for fucking him up. That promo ended him the second that he said it.
Let me see. Do we think the new HB
Hurt Business?
Okay, that includes Belair, the Street Profits, Carmelo Hayes MVP with Omos, the Muscle Bodyguard only as a new modern day Nation of Domination.
Take Omos out of there, and you have something.
It would have been hot from before, but it's a wrap. Them bringing Her Business out now, I'm not here for it. I'm not. From before, it was exciting, but that train done passed.
I think it's fucked up.
And that shit got derailed.
I think it's fucked up because it was the Hurt Business that brought factions back in WWE, and they were bringing the heat when fans weren't there. And then as soon as fans came back, they killed that shit off. And now you have all these other factions.
To me, every single motherfucker. Remember what I told you, Tove? Every single motherfucker that held down the pandemic era, Vince just tossed them to the wayside. Like,
to me, the perfect all-black group, to be perfectly honest with everybody here, it's the Street Profits, Carmelo, and Trick.
What they basically did was like, it's like when you're in school, you got the regular teachers and you got the substitute teachers. And it was like everybody that held it down during the pandemic, they were like substitute teachers. And then as soon as they were back on the road, Vince was like, all right, we appreciate what y'all did, but, you know, we're going to bring in the real teachers now. And that was it.
Yeah, it's like, damn, you just, and I ain't gonna lie, TK, he ain't shit for that also. Because, you know what I'm saying, during the pandemic, he had the homegrown talent holding down AEW. But when the pandemic started, you know what I mean, when everything started getting back to normal and the pandemic started withering away, he started bringing in WWE or ex-WWE talent. And he forgot about his homegrown talent.
Now, the thing I'll give TK is during the pandemic, I felt like that AEW were not letting a crowdless environment holding them back on what they thought could have been the best stories at this time. I felt like during the pandemic, AEW was still trying to tell the best story they possibly could. Having no fans didn't stop them from debuting Matt Hardy or Brody Lee, rest in peace, or FTR, or Thunder Rosa, or Christian, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas during the pandemic, WWE, they were just like, okay, we're just going to take all our big guns and we're just going to put them on the side. And we're not going to bring any of them back until the fans are there. Because like Cena, Becky, Brock, all the big guns, they didn't come back until the fans came back. And it was like a holding pattern with WWE. They just were
that was because Becky was pregnant. To be fair to Becky was pregnant.
Yeah. But I felt like WWE, they were just really just killing time, and it was like we're not going to do any big shit until the fans come back. So I
Thanks for
thought
the
this
likes. Thanks
was
for
a
the
little bit
likes.
lazy.
Thanks for the likes, y'all. 3 more likes, and we're gonna hit our motherfucking max. 7 likes, let's hit that 10. Let's go. You know what I mean? I appreciate the love.
Like, let me be honest for a couple of seconds here. TK's best year was his first year. You want to know why? Because TK wrote everything out. He knew where everybody was supposed to be. He knew where the story was going. He knew where the story was heading. By the time the year 2 came around, the training wheels was off. You had to ride by yourself.
Well, the roster was also smaller too.
That's when the stop and start booking started. That's when Tony Khan started snorting that pure Colombian cocaine.
Cocaína.
And that's when everything started falling off the wheels. Now he needs Punk. He doesn't have a choice anymore.
I wouldn't say he needs Punk.
Yes, he
nice
does.
to have though.
because as soon as you're missing some of your top storytellers, Cody, MJF, Punk, you need to develop somebody around them. When you look at Sammy Guevara, top storyteller, the answer is no.
Hell no.
For you real quick.
I can't agree and say that they need Punk because they've done $2 million gates without him, and they sold 60,000 tickets in Wembley without him. So to me, that's pretty.
But yeah, that's banking off Punk coming back.
Well, wait, hold on.
No, you can't put all that on Punk. No,
yes,
you can't say
no, it wasn't. No, yeah, no, it wasn't.
You do. You put that on Punk.
No.
What?
No.
What?
But they sold those seats before they announced. They didn't even announce Punk was coming back yet.
Nah,
we still don't know.
Of Punk coming
we already talked about this, man. They sold those 60K. Actually, we haven't talked about it here on the show. Okay, listen. So we should have started the show off this, okay? Because Sandman and I, we're on the same page with this. American fans are spoiled, bro. American fans are spoiled because we get everything.
When?
We get everything, bro. We get everything.
I'm gonna let y'all go. Go ahead.
We get America, we get WWE, we get AEW, we get Impact, we get Ring of Honor, we get MLW, NWA, New Japan Strong. We get everything. So because we get everything, we take shit for granted. But those international countries like Puerto Rico, Saudi Arabia, continents like Australia, the United Kingdom, Canada, they don't get wrestling like that. You saw how hot that Backlash show was? That Backlash show was average as hell. There wasn't anything special about that show. But because it was the first Puerto Rico show in 18 years, those fans ate everything up. They were hyped. Those international fans are hungry. I remember when TNA used to do shows. They used to do yearly impacts in the UK. Remember?
In London.
They used to do like 7,000, 6,000 seats. I remember like they were doing so good over there. There was talk about them people were just saying, y'all should just be a UK promotion. Just stay over there. And remember, like when COVID hit, some countries got hit harder than others did. When the UK got hit, like everything got shut down. Like in America, like we didn't give a fuck. Like we took the pandemic seriously for like 3-4 months, and that was not even that. Like really, like 3.5 months. Like you could travel in the country and shit, but like in the UK. Like if you were stuck in the UK when the pandemic hit, you were stuck there for like 2 years at least. You couldn't leave. So anyway, the point I'm making is those UK fans, like they're hungry, bro. They're hungry. They're gonna fucking go regardless, CM Punk or not. And then when you add in the fact that this is going to be AEW's first ever UK show ever, anytime a company, especially a big company, when they run a new market for the first time ever, that's always going to be a big sell. Period. Now having CM Punk on the card definitely helps sell tickets, but I just think it's disingenuous to say that they sold 60K solely because of Punk. I can't agree with that. I think they're going to sell those 60K Punk or not. because those UK fans are hungry. They love wrestling. Half those YouTubers, like the Wrestle Talk dudes and, all those podcasts, like all those channels are like UK English Britain guys, They love that shit. All they talk about is wrestling and they never get anything. So I just think, Black Star, you're underestimating the hunger of international fans and the fact that they don't get wrestling like that. I mean, wouldn't you agree that these international
fans but I completely agree with you. These international fans are kicking our ass.
Yeah.
But to say that we are spoiled, and that's the reason why, is disingenuous at best.
I think we're spoiled because we take it for granted because we get it all the time. When you have the option, like for instance, any of us at any time, if we wanted to, we could book a ticket to Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, or any wrestling show. And so when you have that option of knowing you can do something, you don't take it as seriously as you could. But what if you lived in a place where you get like one wrestling show maybe once or twice a year?
Every 3 years.
Right. You may be more willing to invest in going to that show.
No. I completely understand. Like where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But to me, what's more to blame in these United States with the wrestling fans here is that it's these wrestling YouTubers who are saying that something is shit when they're not being genuine about something is shit per se. Wouldn't you agree with me on that?
Oh yeah, I would agree on that. Yeah.
Okay. So to me, when you're not being genuine, when you're not being authentic about your opinion, I despise the word influencers because you ain't influencing shit. You ain't influencing me. They're damn sure not influencing you, correct? Not influencing Sandman. So don't call yourself that. Call yourself podcasters. Let's be real about it. Mm-hmm. Let's be real about what we're seeing. Let's be real about how we view wrestling. Because we want to make wrestling better, correct? Let's make wrestling better. For everyone. Not just for me, not just for you, not just for Sandman.
I'm definitely enjoying the conversation. I am, but I want to interject right there.
Go ahead.
This show isn't about making wrestling better. I'm gonna tell you that ASAP. This is barbershop talk. You know what I mean? Every influencer, podcast, whatever, say, "Oh, I'm just here to make wrestling better again." No, because we enjoy the fuck shit too. I don't want wrestling to be perfect. Because if wrestling is perfect, we won't have nothing to talk about. Nah, we need some fuck shit too.
No. Like if we
hold on. I'm gonna let you continue.
Go ahead.
The basis of this is wrestling talk. I mean, barbershop wrestling talk. Old fashioned wrestling, y'all know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to be revolutionary when it comes to that. No. Me personally, I could care less if wrestling is the best thing ever. I just want it to be good. Just be good. Because I like my fair share of fuck shit. We all like our fair share of fuck shit. It don't have to be perfect. Just at least try. And you know how you are when you go to the barbershop, all the fellas crowd around in the barbershop. They always talk about sports and boxing, shit like that. I want to give that vibe when it comes to the round table. Instead of that, when it comes to boxing and other sports, we're talking about wrestling. All opinions matter. All opinions matter. As long as it's not ridiculous or gay. You know what I mean? Like disrespect. Yeah, you know what I mean? But continue on.
You just gave me an idea.
Like the piggyback what you just said, man. It's kind of like that scene from that Eddie Murphy movie when that barber was talking about Rocky Marciano, and Eddie Murphy said, "Man, fuck Rocky Marciano."
Rocky Marciano.
But anyways,
He said, you know, damn well you ain't never meet no Rocky Marciano. Fuck you, and fuck you. Who's next?
But it was, but to me, wrestling isn't perfect, but wrestling is strong. And I could say that for the first time in what? Past 10 years? I can legit say that. That wrestling is strong.
What do you mean? What do you mean wrestling strong?
Okay. Like, you know, when a company's clicking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you could always see a good show. You know a good show when you see it, right? Like when WCW and WWE was fighting, they were both clicking. You could always find good about a show. When I say that wrestling is strong, I'm saying that for the very first time, and like I said, 10 years, there were 4 legit good pay-per-views. 4 legit good
pay-per-views. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I got you.
Wrestling is strong. It's not perfect, but it's strong. You could buy an Impact pay-per-view and say, like, okay, I got my money's worth. You can buy an AEW pay-per-view and you say, okay, I got my money's worth. The 2 WWE PLEs, I got my money's worth. You can legit say that. That means that wrestling is strong.
Well, yeah, pay-per-view wise, we're definitely on a positive streak. That's good. Mm-hmm. I can't disagree with that logic there.
Well, I would say if that's the case, I would say the PPVs and PLEs are strong. Wrestling as a whole is not strong at all.
Okay. Then I said it wrong.
Like when it comes, like going back to what I was saying from before, the weekly programs will be trash. But when it gets to the PLE, oh, it's lit. Oh, they going in, they doing this. I'm like, yo, why I just can't? I'm not saying everybody should crack each other over the head with a chair every single week. I'm not saying that. But just at least give a fuck every week. Just give a fuck. Y'all doing that with the fucking bloodline. Why y'all can't do that with everything else? All right, for instance, look at the Judgment Day storyline with LWO. That shit is fizzling out fast. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's because they went to 2 different brands.
Why motherfucking Carlito? Y'all still ain't reach a deal with Carlito. Yeah, y'all still letting Carlito go again. Carlito will be a great addition to LWO. Y'all letting that, and Carlito keeps saying, yo, I just want a great deal. Just give me a good deal. I will work for you guys.
And to those that don't know, I think I've had mentioned it here live on the show. In WWE, the LWO are the highest merch sellers.
Yeah, you did. You said that numerous times.
Yeah. And I'm kind of confused about it because it's like, if they're the highest merch sellers, why are they doing anything with them?
Because
they should be on TV.
They are spiteful. That's the thing that makes me want to rip out my fucking scalp with the quick from my, ooh. You know what a quick is in your fingertips? Because I don't have nails.
Right.
That makes you just like, yo, you have it right there. Yeah, you getting billions of dollars when it comes to deals and streaming services and broadcast companies. When it comes to Fox or what may have you. Y'all will be getting so much more. You have the roster there. You have fucking 1,000 writers on your payroll. Y'all could be killing it right now. Y'all really could be killing it. Like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look this up. How much writers they have compared to how much?
I'm sorry, that was my niece.
Now.
That's cool.
Nah, yeah, you good. Next time muted though. You sound like.
What are you voting after? I thought that was the boogeyman for a second. I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get ya.
Yeah, like, you know, I just want to do that. I want to do my due diligence on that. I wonder how much writers they have from before compared to the writers that they have now. Because I find it so funny that you have all these writers now, and y'all can only produce one story, maybe two, a story and a half.
They can
Everybody
produce
should have
more.
a fucking story.
They can produce more. They just choose not to. That's on Triple H. That's why, like, I'm not really riding Triple H's dick like that. Like, is he better than Vince? Sure, but for the brief time that he's been on creative, like, when you really analyze it, the positives he's done: number one, the bloodline; number two, he definitely rehabilitated the Judgment Day. I'll give him his flowers for that. Number three, for the most part, he's elevated the importance of secondary titles. The Intercontinental title has definitely been elevated. The U.S. title was elevated. Now it's just kind of there. The tag belts do feel more important, but the women's championships, they feel like as weak as they ever have since the Divas era, in my opinion. All these people that Triple H has brought back, the vast majority of them have been flunkouts, with the exception of a few. They haven't moved the needle or done anything of interest at all. The mid-card scene, as far as the men is concerned, it's like for every success, there's a failure. It's like, all right, you're doing something with Gunther, but what the fuck's going on with LA Knight? It's like, he's like, I trust him better than I do Vince. And like you guys are saying, the premium live events, they've been good. We haven't had a stinker yet, so that's one thing that can't be denied. But in the end, though, I can't say he's a savior or anything, but I do trust Triple H more than I trust Vince. I would just really want him to do something with the women's division.
You know what? I don't trust any of them. I don't. I'm over Triple H because he could be a booking genius. He can be, but he's scared, and he's always going to be scared.
But to me, and this is me being honest, Triple H just goes along to get along.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, yo, my dude, that was your opportunity. You had two opportunities. The first one, you did NXT. You know what I mean? That opportunity eventually got obliterated. Now, after that, you had, this dude stepping away from the rape allegations. That was the second opportunity. What happened with that? As soon as this dude showed up, you got scared. You know what I mean? You tucked your balls in Vince McMahon's purse. Like, what's the third time? And then that's the thing too, is like everybody would say, oh, what is he supposed to do? Like, he's gonna get fired. Yada yada yada. You see, even his own kids, Vince McMahon owns kids, leave WWE. Why can't Triple H? That is fucking sad. Hold on. No, I'll let y'all cook.
All right, go ahead.
Give me a second. That's the thing that really kills me. Even this dude, Vince McMahon, own kids left. Shane McMahon especially. Numerous times he left. But Triple H ain't leave once. He just kept sucking the WWE cock, Hunter. The cock hunter. Pathetic, yo. He's really pathetic because it's like, yo, we always said, oh man, what if the NXT roster of Black and Gold was on the main roster? Because we all had fun during that era. Come on, man. We had Velveteen Dream. We had
Keith Lee before he became Uncle Ben.
Dijak. You had fucking what's my dude name again?
Keith Lee.
Ciampa. Matt Riddle. It was the roster was crazy.
Gargano was awesome every week.
Come on, Alistair Black, Lars Sullivan. Even though Lars Sullivan ain't shit, but he did this damn thing.
Lars Sullivan fucked himself up.
Yeah, he really did. He's just a whole weirdo. Right, ballet dancer, yes. Laugh at this dude. Triple H is a fucking mongoloid, and he's weak. All these motherfuckers left. Really think of it. Stephanie left. Linda left. Shane left. This dude brother never even showed up. Rod McMahon, y'all know about Rod McMahon?
What the fuck is Rod McMahon?
Yeah,
he never even showed up. He was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm never joining this crazy ass family.
They had the whole thing planned out. He was supposed to be an on-screen character if the Benoit tragedy never happened.
Oh, was that supposed to be Mr. Kennedy?
No, well, that was part of this. That's the actual person. That's
the actual person.
Yeah, that's Vince's.
Yeah, that's older brother actually.
Yeah, they were going to do an investigation on who killed Vince, and he was going to be like
one of the witnesses or one of the suspects.
Right. Yeah, he was going to be an important character, and it was going to lead to Mr. Kennedy being, the bastard son. But the Benoit thing happened, and it was canceled. And the eerie thing about the whole thing, though, was everybody came to Raw wearing black that day, not because of Benoit, but because they were told we're going to have a funeral for Vince.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was just creepy. Yeah. So.
No, but to be fair to Triple H, everybody remembers the incident in Madison Square Garden back in '96, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened to Triple H directly after that? He's afraid.
That's about when he got buried by Ultimate Warrior.
You still got PTSD from that to this day.
Yeah, he's afraid. That's the reason why he's not saying anything. Bottom line, he's afraid.
I think what pro wrestling really needs, to what you were saying earlier about what you said, wrestling being strong, and I've mentioned it before, and I'll keep mentioning it until it happens. Maybe there's a part of me subconsciously trying to will it into existence. I think we need a solid, legitimate, officially recognized number 3 company. We need it for balance. And I think that's one of the main issues of wrestling right now, because that's what made wrestling pop off in the 90s, because you had WCW, you had WWF, and you had ECW, and it was cool because you had people going back and forth to all 3 brands. And it revolved, it kept each roster fresh. And then every time somebody would go to a new roster, they would revitalize their character. So if they went back to the place they were before, they were a little bit different than they were the first time. And I feel like the pro wrestling landscape as it is today, AEW has definitely made the landscape better, but that's just 2 big icons. You have one big icon, which is WWE, and then you have the other one.
This MLW would be the perfect number 3 if they had a TV brand. That's
I agree.
They need a legitimate investor who's gonna pump more money into MLW.
Yeah, I ain't trying to shit on all the other companies out there, but right now, I feel like pro wrestling right now, it's like WWE is like this big futuristic city, and AEW is like this big rising modern city, and then everything else is just these small villages in the middle. And it's like, so if you're in one of these smaller villages,
you definitely tripping. AEW's been losing a lot of fanfare.
No, bro, it doesn't matter. It's still, compared to everything else, they're still on national TV, bro.
All right. You keep saying that. They keep dwindling down more and more. It's not a good look.
It doesn't matter, bro. They're still on national TV. Right. Just like
you
Raw.
Keep saying that. It does matter.
It's not an AEW thing. It's not an AEW thing. It's a wrestling thing, bro. Monday Night Raw shit too. USA Network is shit. But you know what? Even though it's shit, Raw still the highest rated thing on Monday. You could say that's a commentary on how far USA Network has fallen, and maybe it is. But it's still a big draw for USA Network. The execs at USA Network
looks after Raw. It's La Femme Nikita.
My favorite one is remember the Duckman one. The where's Duckman?
And WCW, they always play Mortal Kombat or some shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we're on the same page, Black. So I definitely think that MLW could be that number 3 if Court can get his house in order there. But
Spike TV is still around.
No, Spike is
Paramount.
dead, man. They got his
Yeah, like
now.
what?
Yeah.
They're called Paramount.
Let me see who said. No, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna see who said that. I'll leave your identity. You saying that? Spike TV?
Paramount just plays bar rescue reruns all day. Shut it down. Shut the kitchen down.
My dude, John Taffer.
To me, FX should pick up MLW.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, man. But being serious,
I heard. Hold on. Like I heard, SmackDown may get dropped by Fox.
Probably.
And picked up by NBC.
They don't.
And you know why? And you know why? Because of the fucking the ratings.
Yeah, football.
Oh, come on.
No, football's their biggest rating, bro.
Yeah, but still, even like, let's really be real. You know what I'm saying? Basketball, football, no wrestling company is ever gonna get past those ratings when it comes to NFL or NBA, right?
Yeah, not
but
anymore.
At least stay afloat. Remember, let's really remember, SmackDown promised Fox a steady 4.0. Remember that, right? When they first signed that deal, and it's like the 4th year, right? Because it was like a 4 to 5 year deal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't you think TNT or TBS, who both of them, whatever, is gonna start talking about that same shit?
No,
when it comes to AEW.
No, because there's nothing else on TNT that draws well other than sports. Fox
other
has
than the NBA and NASCAR.
Right. That's what I mean. Like it's not the
okay. So all right, hold on. I'm gonna look up the viewership for NASCAR, because I know NASCAR probably do like 10 million views. Them motherfuckers, them white boys, they love NASCAR.
Them rednecks, them white trash rednecks.
They what? The fuck? Let me see. I'm gonna look that shit up right now.
Yeah, like to me, it's really just a testament of just how network TV has fallen. Because
I hear you, but the reason why I'm saying that is that they could just put on a fucking replay. They can put on a replay of NASCAR over AEW Dynamite and that time slot. Since you said nobody don't really watch that shit like that, especially at that time slot, they could put on NASCAR. What's their season looking like when they do Grand Prix?
Billy Bob Thornton just made a left turn.
Okay, I'm gonna look up their schedule right now. As a matter of fact, 2020. Look.
Well, I don't think NASCAR has shows like that every week, right? Don't they have shows, a few shows a year at most?
It just has to be like on Saturdays, basically, over the summer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They racing the okay.
Yeah, but it's the TNA thing. I always like to use TNA as the perfect analogy. I know TNA is like the perfect punching bag. When TNA was on Spike TV, they were bringing in over 1 million on average. And at the time,
are you talking about pre Vince Russo fucking things up or post Vince Russo fucking things up?
Even when Russo was there,
I agree too. When Russo was there, they had some good television.
Yeah, they were still getting like 1 million, And at the time, when TNA was first on Spike Network at the time, they didn't have anything else that was bringing in numbers.
Other than
like TNA was like right. But and then as time went on, UFC got bigger. The brand got bigger. Their star power and their draw power got bigger. And it got to a point where the UFC stuff had outdrew Impact or TNA. And say whatever you want about them, but those other shows like, 1,000 Ways to Die, Mansers,
those are my shit.
Yeah, like those shows were popping off too, and they were all bringing in good numbers. And so it was like their shit was going up, and TNA's was either going down or was just staying the same. And then
we are going to see how big AEW is come this fall, come late summer, this fall. We're gonna see.
Well, the main takeaway of my story is that from Spike TV's perspective, it was more like, okay, like what have you done for me lately? And then the whole Vince Russo shit where he was fired and then was secretly rehire back, and then you had guys like AJ Styles leaving, and it was, they just had enough of them, So in comparison to that, when you look at USA Network, and I was never a big USA Network guy, but when I was a kid, they used to have a bunch of other shows that were pretty popular. They had La Film Nikita. They had the weird science show. Remember Silk Stockings? That was popular.
I remember that.
USA had their own. They had their own cartoons. They had their own cartoons. They had a Mortal Kombat cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
They had a Sonic cartoon. I remember Monk. I never watched it, but that was a popular show. They had Monk.
Monk was good.
My mom used to love Monk.
Yeah, USA had a lot of shows, but then just over time, over the years, they all either got canceled or they finished up. And when you look at USA,
popping it up.
Yeah. When you look at USA now, it's like all their shows look the same. Like none of them are any special. They're all just kind of bland.
Lord, no, that's for you. Dun, dun.
Right, and like Raw is nowhere near what it used to be, but like it's still the highest rated show on USA Network, and USA Network they're happy with it. As far as AEW is concerned, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really watch TBS like that. I used to watch TNT like that when I was younger, and all TNT has is just sports and just reruns of like old movies and TV shows from like 20 years ago, like In the Heat of the Night, Matlock, stuff like that. They don't have anything new.
But to me, there has to be perfect networks for wrestling. And to me, if you put MLW on FX, that'll be the perfect spot for them. If you
FX? Why FX?
Because they have absolutely nothing going on.
Okay.
Well, that's a bad thing, though, don't you think? Because wouldn't it would you want MLW to be on a channel that has traffic going through there already?
Well, okay, then why don't you put it on let's hear, which is good.
Well, on that
the only other possible network is ESPN Plus. Do you want to stream it?
Well, the last thing I gotta say before we go, because I know over time is we just
got we went like a half hour over, but I'm liking the momentum of the show. So
yeah, we really need we need that Fight Forever game to be good, because if it's good, that'll give the company more money, and if it gives the company more money, that'll give them more advertising revenue. Because even though I don't play WWE games, I see commercials and ads for them all the time on channels that have nothing to do with wrestling. I can just be watching ABC Good Morning America some days, and I'll see a trailer or a commercial, the newest WWE ad or whatever. I was watching a baseball game, or was it a basketball game? No, it was a basketball game. And I did see an advertisement for AEW Dynamite at the bottom of the screen. I thought that was cool. Just little stuff like that.
That's good promoting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't that basketball game on TNT? Just saying.
It don't matter.
I think it was on
You know why it doesn't matter? You know why it doesn't matter? Because they're showing AEW content on a different show.
Sure. Okay.
Even that, what I'm saying? Even that billboard or ad, whatever it could be, it's being shown during a different viewership. You know what I'm saying? That's good promotion. I'll do that when it comes to the roundtable. You know what I mean? I'll tell motherfuckers about the roundtable. Why you think we got Marcus Brown in the building? We got ballet dancer in the building. And more people's going to show up. We're going to grow little by little. And I'm loving the convo. And the lights is going up. That's what I'm talking about. We got people in the bushes. The bushes is, people that's not going to pull up in the chat. Or when it comes to the panel, they just in the cut listening. They, smoking, drinking, maybe eating a hot pocket.
Hot pockets.
For all of them. There you go, B. Appreciate you all. And I ain't gonna lie, before we get up out of here, because I'm about to shut it down, because we like a half hour late, but we had a great conversation. We got to give a special shout out to Jake the Snake. Today is his birthday. You know what I mean?
Who remembers?
Nice.
Who remembers that freaking Legends of Wrestling? pay-per-view.
Yeah, I remember that game. Oh man,
you got 21. I got 22. Like, it was beautiful.
Jake the Snake, the master of the DDT, one of the best promos in the game.
The master of Jack Daniels.
Trust me.
The master of Jack Daniels. You mean Jack the Snake Daniels? Nah, but all jokes aside, you know what I mean? He definitely wrestles with a lot of demons, and he's been clean for a very long time, which is very hard to do. We all know that this dude did like every single drug known to man, and he's still here. He's still here. He kicked his habit, and that's very commendable. And I think people should really take heed to that shit.
Some known to androids.
Hey, Sandman, if you really want to get some good clout for your channel, you should do
Dynasty. My bad, my dude. Hold on. I was going to say what's to Dynasty. Dynasty was good. It was good. We about to shut it down, but thanks for pulling up. What you saying now, Toph? My bad.
Yeah. I was just saying, if you want to get some good clout for your channel, you should do a review for Street Fighter 6 when you get the game to play. You know, add some diversity.
Trust and believe. I got shit written out.
We should do a review for Mortal
AEW.
Kombat.
We'll do Fight Forever review.
Fight Forever Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Add some game reviews. You know, just you never know, that might increase the horizon of the channel. You know,
of course.
I know we review TV shows and movies sometimes, but a lot of wrestling fans, they like the game too as well. So.
Me and Sam, man.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'll be so busy because I like I said, I work, I do my music and shit like that. I talk to you guys. I'm in a relationship, and when I have like legitimate me time, either I'm cooking, cleaning, or playing a video game. Like it's really, I don't have that much time to just. I'm gonna figure it out though. Because I'm enjoying this shit. When is Randy Orton coming back? Never.
We don't know. We don't know.
Nah, but yeah. Happy birthday to Jake the Snake. Like, damn, nobody said nothing about Jake the Snake. This is his birthday. Like, anybody got something to say about Jake the Snake?
Yeah, I love his heel theme. The one that's like, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. Yeah, I love Jake. Jake is great.
Him versus Macho Man was probably that feud got me into wrestling. Legit.
Yeah. Never forget, Randy was so paranoid. He told Jake to let the snake bite him first.
Yeah. You remember the time when Jake the Snake came back and put the snake on Dean Ambrose when he was still with the shield?
Yeah, he was marking out. He couldn't hide the smile.
Didn't he DDT Hogan and smash the title? But they never
he DDT'd Hogan and the fans cheered. And Hogan was like, he went to Vince and he was like, that doesn't work for me, brother.
Yo, I wish I could play some footage from Jake the Snake, man. Like, but you already know how YouTube gives it up. That's why I ain't gonna lie. I'm really thinking about going like to Patreon and Twitch and shit. I got shit in the works, y'all. Trust and believe. I'm telling you.
Yo, but we should do a game review next week. Like legit. Right. Like a Street Fighter review or something like that.
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, before we get up out of here, didn't you say we want to say something about Razor Ramon? Isn't this the same day Razor Ramon debuted?
That was your idea, Black Star. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. That promo that Razor pulled that Monday night, like I think it was during a match with two jobbers.
Mike Enos and some other guy. I still remember. I still remember his name, Mike Enos. Cowboy pants.
But you can legit hear Tony Schiavone go like, "Who's that? Like, who's that over there?" And then the other broadcaster was, what I think was the living legend Larry Zbyszko. He was the other broadcaster that night.
Yeah.
And like he was just concentrating on the match. And then Schiavone kind of pointed towards a razor, and you can legit see the game changed on that day. That day, that's when everything changed. That's when it was legit competition coming down the pipeline. Pause. But it was such a brilliant promo, and every single step leading up to that 6-man tag match was brilliant. Brilliant storytelling. Probably one of the best I've seen. The only thing that I can compare to that was the beginning of the Aces and Eights storyline before it went straight to hell.
Probably that, and that summer of 2011, like after Punk's pipe bomb, before they fucked it up, the Kevin Nash bullshit.
Yeah, it was just brilliant storytelling. When Kevin Nash came out, I think it was like 2 weeks later, and said, "Look at the adjective play." I still laugh off that. It was such a brilliant storytelling, and some of the other best parts about it was that Hogan never showed up. Hogan never showed up until that night in July. Hogan never showed up. He was kept in the back. Everybody thought that it was going to be Luger because Luger got carted off. But it was such brilliant story.
Nexus Sue, yeah, Dynasty was responding to what you were saying. Nexus Sue, what do you mean Nexus Sue, Dynasty?
No, as far as story about, Nexus was good for like a month before they fucked it up.
But it was such great storytelling, and that's why I love 90s wrestling so much, because you never knew what was going to happen week to week.
July 7th, 1996. Yeah, I was trying to get the date. That was the date of the Bash of the Beach pay-per-view. July 7th, 1996.
Yeah. Like everything was kept on the seat. Everything was on the edge of your seat every single week.
YouTube.
That's why I love that moment. Memorial Day, 1996 was the day wrestling changed forever.
Shit. But anyways, about to shut it down. What's on top for tomorrow for AEW? You know what I'm saying? We got a new women's champion. We got
Tony Storm was talking mad shit though.
Tony, yeah. We got two new women's champions, as a matter of fact. We got Tony Storm and we got Chris Statlander. And that 4 Pillars match I heard was crazy. We had the Combat Club. Oh man, with buckets of blood.
Yeah, hepatitis.
That exploding super kick, that was legendary. That shit was legendary. When I seen that clip, I'm like, ooh, okay. I wonder what the fuck he put in this damn shoe to make that shit blow up like that.
Had to have been a firework.
Those kicks was hot.
It's gonna be fun.
So what's on tap for tomorrow though? Like, you know, we got
they're keeping it quiet. The only thing advertised is the mixed tag. I'm sure they'll announce the card tomorrow morning though. Typically speaking, the Dynamites after a pay-per-view usually have angles, you know, to set up stuff. So
yeah, new angles, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I figured as much. So Dynasty said Baron Corbin back in NXT.
Yeah. Baron Corbin attacked Carmelo Hayes at the end of the NXT. You know what? If as much shit as I give Corbin, if he actually beat Carmelo Hayes, he would be in conversation for like best heel in the business because that would be like some nuclear heat. Him being NXT, I almost want to see it. I almost want to see it.
I do want to see it.
Reaction.
Twitter's going to fucking explode.
I almost want to see it, but I'm like, I don't want this dude to die because he may not make it out of Full Sail alive or wherever the fuck they filmed the show at. So
he was gonna die anyways. He's dying in Texas.
But and I heard there's supposed to be a tag team match with Jericho and a partner of his choosing against Adam Cole, and
no, it's Jericho and
Saraya against Adam Cole and Britt Baker. Mixed tag.
Oh, a mixed tag. Okay, that sounds interesting though.
Which means the Jericho streak of ever-ending storylines continues.
Never-ending story.
Man, look, it's something. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said from before, Jericho just needs to retire. This should be one of his last feuds. It's a wrap, Jericho. Like you just don't got it no more, and it's okay. You don't have nothing else to prove. That shit, when he was the Ring of Honor champion, and he had those string of matches, that's all he had left.
Jericho versus Juventud. That should be his retirement match.
That already happened. Remember, he already fought
Hoovy.
I don't care. Hoovy versus Jericho retirement match.
Ain't nobody trying to see that shit again. Like he fought
the juice.
Hoovy. Anyways, we can get up out of here and all that.
Alrighty.
I'll let y'all know if I'm going live on Friday. I'm not for sure I'm going live on Friday because I might be taking my lady out to dinner.
Alrighty.
Yeah, get your stuff.
All right, later.
Yeah. Peace out, motherfucker.